This passport activity is to practice the near future in Spanish, as well as review some basic information about kids in Spanish and incorporate some travel vocabulary as well. When I was a kid, I loved creative play, imaginative play, and used to make towns in the backyard with my brother. We would make an office in the basement with my dad's old office equipment. My son Aiden is the same way, and I've played restaurant with him many times, and he's played store with his friends many times as well. And being as real as possible, it was really important to me as a kid. And so I tried to mimic this passport after the Mexican passport, and I chose a Spanish-speaking country in order to practice Spanish. So I'm going to just walk you through this activity using an example, and then that way you can hear the pronunciation and see how this works. This particular page in the passport is a fillable document. So those questions in the corner, ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿De dónde eres? ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? ¿Cuál es la fecha hoy? Those are some review questions. And you'd want to ask your kids first those questions. So, ¿Cómo te llamas? What's your name? And then you can fill in their name. Apellidos is the last name. Nombres is the first name. ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? So you can write the city and the state. Obviously, I changed some of this information, like the birthday and the place of birth is not accurate since this is on the internet. ¿Cuándo es tu cumpleaños? When is your birthday? So you can put the date in there. And ¿cuál es la fecha hoy? What's the date today? So that's for the date of issue for the passport. And for the US passport, at least when I had one, it was 10 years. The expiration date was 10 years after the date of issue. So you can just do 10 years from there. In Spanish-speaking countries, the date is a little bit different. In the US, we put the month first and then the date. You just want to flip those to be more authentic if you want. So go ahead and review those questions with your kids, gather the information, and then do the fillable form so that you can print it. And you can find a copy of this activity, a link for the copy of this activity in the video description below. The next part of the activity is some listening. So you can ask your kid, you can say to your kids, ¿Quieres ir de vacaciones? You want to go on vacation. And ask them some questions. I'm giving some examples of my own answers. So the first is, ¿A dónde vas a ir? Where are you going to go? Yo voy a ir a Costa Rica. ¿Cuándo vas a ir a Costa Rica? So in that space in the second question, you'll just want to put the country or the place that your kids answer when you ask them this question. And then yo voy a ir a Costa Rica en diciembre. ¿Qué transporte vas a tomar? So what transportation are you going to take? Yo voy a tomar un avión a Costa Rica. ¿Qué vas a hacer en Costa Rica? What are you going to do in Costa Rica? So again, that space, just fill it in with the place that you're talking about. Yo voy a ir a San José, Monteverde y Tamarindo. Voy a hacer surfing. Voy a ir a los museos. Y voy a caminar por el bosque en Monteverde. This question is a really good question to review places and cities if your kids have chosen a city to visit. This can also be a good time to review some of the nature words like bosque if they're looking at going someplace that's more nature as opposed to a city. ¿Qué comida vas a comer? Yo voy a comer el gallo pinto y los tamales. These questions are also a great time to look up information about the countries. If you don't know much about the countries, you can look at what are you going to do in this country? Where are you going to go? What cities are you going to go to? What food are you going to eat? El gallo pinto is the national dish of Costa Rica. So I definitely wanted to put that there. I haven't been to Costa Rica yet, but definitely trying that when I go. And then the last question, ¿Por cuánto tiempo vas a estar en Costa Rica? So how long are you going to be in Costa Rica? Yo voy a estar en Costa Rica por 2 semanas. Obviously with this is part of creative play, imaginative play. So this could be someplace that you actually do want to go. Like I really do want to go to Costa Rica. Or it could be a place is impossible to go. You could say the moon, la luna. If you just have kids, make it up, have fun with it. And then on a couple of the pages in passports, you've got the visa page where you're going to get your stamps. So I have some stamps that you can print up and cut out that go along with the countries that you choose and places that you choose. I have some countries already made, like the Costa Rica stamp here that I have on the page. I don't have all the countries in the world, but there are a few passport stamps that you can fill in the country, and then that way you can choose wherever you want to go and aren't limited to the passport stamps in the activity. So this is a great listening activity for the kids. And then there's a little bit of reading and writing also. So the last page of the passport, you have to answer some questions that the custom agents would ask. So necesitas contestar las preguntas de la gente de aduanas. So you need to answer the customs agents' questions. So país número uno, I gave enough space for this for 2 countries, and hopefully you would use this passport for more than a couple of countries. There's lots of pages and lots of stamps. And this is something you could break up over a number of days, not something you'd have to do all in one day. So anyway, I did one country here. País número uno, so first country, Costa Rica. ¿A dónde vas a ir durante la visita? So where are you going to go during the visit? Yo voy a ir a San José, Monteverde y Tamarindo. ¿Qué vas a hacer durante la visita? What are you going to do during the visit? Yo voy a ir a los museos en San José. Voy a hacer surfing en Tamarindo. Y voy a caminar por el bosque en Monteverde. ¿Por cuánto tiempo vas a estar aquí? Yo voy a estar en Costa Rica por 2 semanas. So this is a reading of what you've already asked the kids, so they should have some ideas for answers already. And depending on the age of your kids, if you want them to write, they could practice writing with this as well. Thank you for watching. I hope that you subscribe to my channel to hear the latest videos and also see my site where I have more activities, or I have the printables of these activities and other activities so that you can practice Spanish. Gracias.